Hey guys, so first of all, please don't judge me for what I'm about to say. And this has to do with COVID and kind of like something that I just noticed the other day, really last night. I noticed, like, for sure that I think this is the case, but I've kind of been noticing it a little bit. And I'm pretty sure that COVID has made me a little bit paranoid to be around like larger groups of people, considering that the fact that when I got COVID, it was after attending a potluck brunch at church with a whole bunch of people. And that was the first time since COVID started, really, that I had been around that large of a group of people. People that I don't know, like vaccination status of and things like that. Not that it's really any of my business, but I noticed, like last night, the neighbors dropped by to drop off some puzzles and get puzzles back that they had let us borrow over the winter. And I didn't even want to like come out and sit with them. And there was only two of them that showed up, but all I could think of, like whenever people stop by or like even at the grocery store, I get paranoid. I always have hand sanitizer with me. I am religiously wearing my mask out in public. Ever since COVID, like right before I got COVID, I kind of started relaxing a little bit. Like I still used hand sanitizer everywhere. I carry the little Bath and Body Works hand sanitizers with me wherever I go. I have like a whole drawer full of them. And maybe a week to 2 weeks before Easter, I had stopped wearing my mask in public because I figured, I hadn't gotten COVID up to that point, so I could kind of relax a little bit, but I was still using hand sanitizer. Well, I was a little bit nervous before the Easter potluck brunches or brunch, but for whatever reason, I just decided that I would be okay with it, and it is what it is. So after getting COVID, I am very paranoid. For one, I have not been back to church since Easter because of it. For a while, I was I was listening to the church services over Facebook because the church service or the church that I was attending does their services over Facebook, and they also have their service, like a brief abbreviated version of the service is on the radio as well, which you guys know because I was, if you've been following me for a while, when I was working my church secretary job, I used to help the pastor record the service for the radio. Well, part of the fact that I haven't been back to church is because of the way that the pastor chose to let me go from the church, because I didn't feel that it was very professional or appropriate for the way that she handled it. But part of it is because I don't want to be around like a large group of people. And some of that I'm sure has to do with my anxiety, because I do have social anxiety in the first place. But I know that that's not the entirety of the problem. But like even the neighbors coming over last night, like I said, there was only two of them that came over to bring over some more puzzles. And my godmother sat and talked with them, but I went and closed myself in my room because I didn't want to be around people that I'm pretty sure that they are vaccinated, but even with them being vaccinated, I didn't feel comfortable sitting around them. I don't want to catch COVID again. I'm sure that we probably will catch COVID again just because this area is a high transmission rate or whatever, high risk. But I'm just I noticed that I never used to be this paranoid. But now I am, because I don't have any desire to get COVID again. Like I said, I'm sure it will happen, but I really don't want to. So like I've been avoiding large gatherings. Like I haven't been to church. I don't even like going to the grocery store. And like I said, I do have social anxiety, so I'm sure that a portion of that is from the anxiety, but I'm just curious, like, if you know anybody who has had COVID, or if you've had COVID yourself, did you feel like paranoid about basically re-entering society, or, you know, being an active person that is within society? Because it's just kind of difficult for me to try to like process the emotions, especially the emotions that are associated with COVID itself. I know that I can't live in fear for the rest of my life, and COVID is basically endemic, considering the fact that, you know, there's so many different variants, and there's really no way to vaccinate the entire population. It is going to be endemic, and I'm hoping that mentally I'll be able to handle this, because it's been difficult for me mentally. And, you know, even my therapist said she understands like my concern that I have, but I can't live in fear for the rest of my life, you know? But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to share with you, do you think it is unreasonable for me to be paranoid, or like overly concerned about large groups of people, or, you know, the grocery store, things like that? What would you do if you had COVID? Did you experience this? Or, like I said, is it just my anxiety? But anyways, that's all for today's video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. If there's any topics you'd like me to talk about in the future, please let me know. I am studying my neuroscience. I have my book open here. I just finished reading a whole chapter. But, yeah. Anyways, I will talk to you guys next time.